Yasos. Good morning, Vic here. Good morning, Vic here live. You know, it's funny, you have to wait for the little live button to come on. Good morning, Vic here with Search Triggers, a Mocha Wisdom moment. This is my Mocha, and I'm going to be imparting wisdom about Google Hangouts today. And we're going to do it right. Like, this is going to be the most valuable Google Hangout video you've ever had. Why? Because we realized today that low chunking, I don't know if you know what low chunking is, but low chunking is a neuro-linguistic programming term. There's high chunking, which is principles, visions. Like a great high chunking principle is to share your story with people, to engage them, to want to know, like, and trust you. That's a high chunking principle. A low chunking principle is actually sharing the story. So there's a distinction between talking about something really grandiose and getting right down to the nitty gritty.
Victor, would you say it's accurate to say that in general, women tend to be more high chunking and men tend to be more low chunking?
Well, I think that used to be the case, but now I find that more women are low chunking and men are more high chunking. So
Really?
I think the roles have become reversed. I think that's maybe the one of the big emerging distinctions. I think Facebook is very high chunk, even though people think of it as low chunk, but it's very high chunk.
Right? Twitter is low chunk.
Twitter is probably more low chunk.
What do you mean? You can't get much more low chunk than Twitter.
Yeah, it's 160 characters. It kind of reminds me of the gentleman who invented SMS text messaging. He said he could not imagine why anyone would need more than 160 characters to express a specific message. And I think that's really kind of the message here. So what we're going to talk about here is this lower third, which, as you can see, I made a really nice one. Let me explain some of the psychology. This is the high chunk stuff.
By the way, is that a ping image, PNG?
It is a PNG image. Yes, that's a low chunk answer. It is. Okay. So what I'm going to share with you is I'm going to turn it on and off with this little button, and so I can turn it on and I can turn it off. That right there is the lower third.
Where's the button?
Aha, the button is in the Hangout toolbox. Okay, so let me go ahead and, without any further ado, I will share my screen and show you all these things, because I know you love looking at me, especially as I'm sitting here having my morning coffee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, now 2:20. This is a Sunday, so we're not actually working today. We're actually creating content. So
We're playing.
Yeah, we're playing. In fact, that was, you remember, we were together at the Hangout Challenge event, and I was, my little sign says, "I play big." I like that. Yeah. So it's like, what am I doing? I just want to play big now. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and just I'll show you a couple things here that answer all of your questions. Okay. So as you can see, we have the infinity. We go on to infinity, and you can see this is called the Hangout Toolbox. Okay. And so the Hangout Toolbox is this icon right here that says Hangout Toolbox. Looks like a little wrench. Okay, a little wrench inside of there. And you can turn that on or off. And inside the Hangout Toolbox, there's this first icon, which is a person. And this right here is your volume control. This right here is your comment tracker. And this is your settings. You want to go to this one right here, and you want to turn on your lower third with this icon. There's several ways of doing it. Okay, it's in the Hangout Toolbox, and the lower third by default, if I turn on my lower third now, okay, you can't do that when you're doing a screen share. So I'm going to turn on my lower third, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, the first thing that happens is it grabs your profile picture from your Google+, and I could just say, okay, I could say Vic, and I would say okay. Now, what I'm doing is I'm turning on my lower third and off. And you see, I just turned it on, and now I have Vic at successmastermind.hangout.com. I could also put the lettering bigger up here. I mean, there's two ways to do the lower third.
Let's see your screen again. Let's see your screen.
Yeah, so see here I put in successmastermindhangout.com, and I put my word in. I could put it in there in small. I could also say -Vic, and I could put in something like tagline, live Google Hangouts with successful celebrities.
So it's text that can be superimposed on top of the PNG image?
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you. See how there's only a certain. This is the lower third that comes with Google. So Google makes this based on your profile picture. Now I'm going to share the screen again. Okay. So you see what I have over here.
Okay, now I'm seeing it.
Okay. What I have over here is I put in Success Mastermind Hangout. Here's a tip. To make it easy on people's eyes to watch the video, you want to capitalize each letter, because URLs, it doesn't matter whether they're capital or lowercase. It's just easier to see. So like we have successmastermindhangout.com, and that is a very long string of words, but it's very easy to remember. Successmastermindhangout.com. And then live Google Hangouts with successful celebrities. So that is too long, right? So what I want to maybe say, Hangouts with celebrities. We could say, excuse me, monthly Hangouts with celebrities.
Does choose logo mean you're not going to be using their banner?
Choose logo means you won't be using your profile picture in Google+.
Got it.
And then here, like I like to use orange, so I would click here and I would use orange. Okay. Now watch what happens when I do this. I'm going to go ahead and undo my screen share. And to switch it, you have to turn off the lower third and then turn it back on again. And you see, monthly Hangouts with celebrities is still too long. It puts it on the second line. So I would just get rid of the word monthly, turn it off, and now I have a perfect lower third. SuccessMastermindHangout.com, Hangouts with celebrities. Okay?
That's using
the lower third. This is the official lower third that comes with Google.
Right.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to turn on the custom overlay, which is far more interesting. I'm going to show you the psychology behind it. As you can see, this one is much cooler. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, this looks like a manila envelope, like one of those folders that you stick in a file drawer, And this one right here is a custom one that I designed with our logo. Now let me explain some of the psychology here. Here, my name is in big, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this file, because you are part of the Search Triggers family. You've been in our Search Triggers, so we can give this to our fans. So a lot of the people who are leaders in the Search Triggers community can have their own custom lower third when they're talking about search triggers. Why is this important? Well, if there's 10 of us that are all talking about search triggers, like I'm going to be next month in May on stage with Google executives talking about search triggers in front of probably 20,000 people at the California Women's Conference. I'm going to be on a panel. So it's very, very exciting. So what I want to do is have all of my remote viewers with our logo on there so that people see it. And it builds the brand. Whatever your brand is, you want to build that brand up. So you want to build that brand with your own message. Now you can see here we have the target, that's a symbol. Here we have the logo, and here we just have the first name. It's very, very simple. That's kind of how we do that. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create one of these for you, Yasos. So let me go in, share my screen again, and I'll show you exactly the secrets of how to create these custom overlays for your brand. Okay. So I'm just going to share Photoshop right now. You should be seeing Photoshop.
I'm seeing your face. Okay, now I'm seeing Photoshop.
Okay. Now I always recommend you create a layer here so you can see, like this right here is a green layer.
I'm very familiar with Photoshop. All I need to know is the dimensions.
Oh, I know, but people who are watching this video may not be that familiar with it.
Okay.
So I want to explain the pieces here. This right here is a white bar. Now, I designed the layout of this. I'm going to bring up my little arrow here. Is where the symbol is coming over the edge, so it shows that it's a transparency. The dimensions should be
Alt-I.
Yeah, the dimensions are. I'll go to the image size. Okay.
Alt-I.
They're 640 by 360. 640 by 360 exactly. 16 by 9 dimension. Okay. You could go higher than that. I believe it might work. We could try that. But you want to do a 16 by 9 dimension. Now you have to include the top that you're not showing, and you have to know how to create a transparency layer.
Yeah,
okay?
That's not a problem for me.
Yeah. I know that. So
Cool.
one of the things I've been wanting to do for now is I'm going to turn this opacity to maybe like, let's make it like 80%. Okay, so the white that's showing through, as you can see, let's see, is that
50% would be interesting. Victor, try 50% opacity on the white.
Okay, there it is. Okay. There we go. And so now you can see the white is going through it. So then what I do is I do File, Save for Web, and you save it as a PNG.
You might tell people that the whole point of PNG is that it allows parts of the image to be transparent.
Yes, the whole point of the PNG is allows people, it allows the parts that you want to show to be transparent. So I'm going to call this one ST Hangout Vic 50. Okay? And I'm going to now create one for you, Iasos.
The viewers don't know who you're talking to, by the way.
Well, I just created one here for you. And I went in here and I changed it to Iasos. And I do Save for Web. And
the text.
You're a video genius. You're a musical genius. You're one of the the pioneers of inspirational. It's no longer called. I learned something in LA. I was playing piano in a hotel, and there were two record producers sitting in the audience, and they said, "We love your music." And I learned the new classification of the type of music. It's not New Age anymore. It's called lifestyle music right now. That's what they call it. It's called lifestyle music.
You know what New Age means nowadays? New Age music means miscellaneous.
Right. So you don't call it New Age music. You call it lifestyle music.
Yeah. Personally, I don't care what they call it.
Well, but that's important. It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what the public thinks.
Yeah.
If the public says it's lifestyle music and we want to sell albums, we're going to call it lifestyle music.
Why did you change the font for Iasos? Because no one's going to know that's an I.
Well, it would be for consistency.
Okay, but no one's going to know that's an I.
Okay, well, let's change it to... That's a good point. So...
Any random font would be better.
Well, this is the funny thing. When I'm doing a screen share, I can't actually fix that. So let me undo the screen share here and go back to this. Okay, so we're going to go in here and do Okay, so okay, this is a very nice one actually. I like this one.
It works for the V.
Yeah. Now I have to change Vic to be the same so we're consistent. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going in, making a new one here with the 50%. And I'm going to go back in and upload it now. So once you have your file, it's a PNG file. What you want to do is go ahead and turn off the custom overlay, and then click the custom upload button.
Well, hang on. We're not seeing your screen right now.
I don't think you can. Well, let's see if you can actually do that. Yeah, I suppose you can. Okay, let's try it. All right, so we turn off these custom overlays, turn off the lower third. Okay, and you want to click custom upload, and we're now going to go into get the file, and there we go. And now it won't let me turn it on. Well, actually, it will let me turn it on, but you won't see it until I stop sharing.
Okay.
So now there it is with a 50% gradient.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would make it a rainbow gradient going across instead of white, but either way it looks cool.
Yeah, well, you can make it whatever you want it to be.
Of course. Yeah.
So I think for my preferences, I'm just going to go and make it more of like a 80% opacity.
So this width right here is 640 pixels?
It's 640 by 360. So I'm just now going to make it. I'm going to make it 80% instead of 50. That's what 50 looks like. And we're going to go in here and change it to 80. A little bit better. Make it a little bit even more than that.
It's nice to have it see-through.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of it see-through. Yeah, even 80%, you can still see through it, but it sort of makes it a little bit gray. You see that? So I think maybe 90% would be better.
Try 94.
94?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to give you what you want.
Well, you want it to pop so that it's on camera, but you can still see there's some movement going on behind there.
Yeah, 94.
Huh. Interesting. It still has quite a bit of
I don't think
transparency.
it's making much of a change, Victor. I don't think it's responding to the percentages you're putting in. Are you saving it and re-uploading it?
Oh wait, you know what? Wrong layer. Newbie mistake.
But at least it's not a Hangouts mistake, it's a Photoshop mistake.
Yes, that's right. I'm going to go back to 80. I'm going to go back to 80, guys. It's called a hangover mistake.
When you hear my voice, are you hearing it with a lot of room echo, or is it clear?
I'm hearing it very clearly. Yeah.
Because I'm using the microphone on my computer, on my laptop.
Okay, so let's go in here. I think this is another key here is you have to change it with a new file name, otherwise it still goes in the cache. So there, that's 80%, and that's actually the desired effect that I wanted. I want to be able to see myself, see, you can see me, I'm still behind there, but the logo pops very well,
Nice.
you see? And we have that sort of regal font. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to send you the file that I made, and we'll try it out on your end, and make sure that you're able to do the same thing. Okay?
Okay. But right now I'm in your Hangout. You're not in my Hangout, so how could I have a profile up?
I'll show you that in a moment.
You're sending it to me in what way?
In Skype. I'm going to Skype it to you.
Okay, in Skype. You can send files through Skype?
Absolutely.
How do you do that?
You you drag and drop it into the chat box, or you go to call and send file, or tools. Yeah, call, actually conversation, and let's
Just
see.
drag a file into the chat box.
Yeah, you just drag the file into the chat box.
And then if I want to access that, I just drag it onto my desktop?
Yes.
Okay.
Skype is one of the most useful tools ever to send large video files from person to person, because it sends it directly from computer to computer without having to go through an intermediate server or anything like that. So, you know, I could send Photoshop files. I can send, you know, any file I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you this transparency layer.
Okay.
Go ahead and grab that file.
It's still transferring.
Yeah, you have to hit Save As, and you have to tell it where you want it to put it.
Okay. See.
Okay, I'm going to put the camera on you here for a moment, Yasus.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn off my overlay.
Okay, I got it saved.
Okay, so now why don't you go ahead and share your screen for a moment.
And let's see. Chat, screen share. So I do screen share, right?
Yeah.
Select a window to show in the video call.
I would just do desktop for now so we can see everything.
It's showing 4 options. I'll pick the
first one.
Yeah.
First one.
Which is the top left one. Start screen share.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. So now what you want to do is I can see your screen.
Okay.
And what you want to do is open up that toolbox. That's fine.
Oh, I did control room instead of toolbox. My mistake. Okay. Now I'm in the toolbox.
Yeah, and then hit accept.
Opening the toolbox.
Then it downloads the box. Now click the first symbol on the upper. Excuse me. Yeah, that one right there. And now click where it says custom upload. Now find that file I just sent you.
Yeah. Okay.
And then turn it on. Click the on button. The off button turns it on. It's a little toggle switch. Okay, so now stop sharing your screen.
Stop sharing the screen.
Yeah. You
Sorry,
click the
back to screen.
screen share again, and there you go. And now
Well, hang on a sec. On screen share now, I just put cancel, right?
it's already done. It's already done. I'm seeing you. And so now what's happening is that when people are talking to both of us, whenever I'm saying something, it says search triggers Vic, and now you say something, and you'll see
La
it
la
in the
la
lower
la
third.
la. La 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 la. It's not showing my face at all.
Well, it is on my screen.
How come mine isn't flipping between you and me?
It's probably a bandwidth issue.
That doesn't make sense. It'd be bandwidth, same bandwidth either way. It'd be taking less bandwidth for me to show myself than to show you.
Well, we have 5 megabit upstream. I don't think you have 5. You probably have 1.
That's fine, but what you're seeing alternates between me and you depending on who's talking, correct?
Unless you use the blue box. This is an important tip. Let me share this with you. I am the moderator. Let me go and share my screen. I'll show you how that works. Very good point. Okay. Are you seeing my screen now?
Wait a minute, not yet. It's about to come on. Okay, now I'm seeing it.
Okay. So this right here, this is my screen, this is your screen. I can lock the blue box. Like if I start talking right now, it's showing my screen. But if I click on the person that I'm talking to, what happens is it locks the screen on that person because I'm the host. So I can force the camera on a particular person.
Well, if you've got 5 people and you want it to automatically switch depending on who's talking, how do you do that?
Then you have to click the blue box, the screen again, and then it'll automatically detect the voice, and it will go back and forth.
Well, that's important information. Okay.
Yeah, but you always want to use the blue box to start the Hangout, otherwise it goes all over the place. Someone could be sneezing, they could be rattling papers, they could be breathing into the microphone, and the camera keeps going back to them. So what you need to do is any of those people that are like that in your Hangout, you have to click right here. You should see my screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to click right here and you want to mute them. You can also eject people from
Well,
the
hang on a sec. Mute means only the audio is muted, but you would still see them in video if they make a sound, right?
You could also click hide from broadcast.
Yeah, but if they make a sound, you don't want, if they make a hiccup, for example,
right.
You don't want to hear them. You also don't want to see them that moment, right?
That is correct. So you want to take everyone and you want to mute them. Now there's a tool.
Does mute mean mute just audio or mute audio and video?
Mute always means audio. Hide from broadcast means video.
Got it.
Okay? So I can hide you from the broadcast, and now you're no longer being broadcast, and you're also being muted. So if I just click hide from broadcast, it allows me to mute and unmute. Oh, you just muted yourself. So you have to unmute yourself. I can't unmute you apparently. I'm not hearing you right now. Okay, you're now unmuted. Okay, actually it is. It is true. So you have to go back to the Hangout and you have to unmute yourself with the red icon that's at the top.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Okay. So once I hide you from the broadcast, you have to manually unmute yourself when you're ready. That's how it works. Okay? Now there's this other thing here called the control room. Okay? Okay, so the control room allows you to specify everyone on the right, mute and unmute them all, and you can change their volume and everything like that. Control room is this plug-in right here. Okay? That's very, very useful because if you've got, like, say, 10 people in a Hangout, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can control their audio and video with one click. And it's like very simple right here. I can turn you on and turn you off right here. So now the only thing that you can't do is you can't have both your toolbox open and your control room open at the same time. Now here's this other one called the cameraman. The cameraman plugin is a very, very useful one when you're doing large events with lots of people in them.
Yeah, but the
Okay?
maximum that can be viewed is 10, right?
Well, yes and no. You can eject people and then someone else will come on camera.
Yeah, but any moment it's just 10.
At any moment, there's 10.
Yeah.
So this is very useful because as guests join, hide their audio and video from my broadcast, you can specify that to yes, and therefore you can broadcast to thousands, and then you could selectively use the control room to turn on who you want in the video. Then this one says broadcast a large video that I see to my audience and hide the other video feeds. Okay, what that means is only what you see is what the other videos are seeing. In other words, it gets rid of the small little icons below. So if you don't want to have all the faces of people on your Hangout, you can set that to yes. And then therefore only the camera that's currently being seen is going to be on camera. Then the next one is new guests in my large 3+ broadcast are muted when they join. It's probably the most useful one because if you have more than 3 people and you're having a conversation and then some people show up late, you typically want to save that to yes. Okay, and all that is over here in what's called the cameraman plugin. Okay.
Yeah, the default for those 3 is no for all of them.
Yes, because that's how Google Plus works for maximum engagement. Maximum engagement is everyone's just sort of sitting there talking and having a good time, and it's very, very informal. You want to use cameraman if you want to be doing a formal hangout that like if I wanted to avoid that sneeze.
So that the camera symbol is the cameraman. No, that's capture.
This one right here, the camera symbol with the wrench is cameraman. Control room is the one that allows you to turn
on
people
my screen,
on and off.
I don't have a cameraman on my screen. I guess that's because I'm not a moderator.
Correct. You don't have that until you're a moderator.
Got it.
And now this thing right here, this is the little dots. Okay?
Well, what did you click on just now?
This is the 3 little dots.
What 3 little what dots where? Okay.
This is your chat.
Got it.
Okay? This is screen share.
Got it.
This is capture. Now capture is useful. Capture just makes a screenshot. And you can just click this little button right here, take photo, and then you can view your photos. So if you want to take a screenshot of the Hangout, you can use this photo to post it on your wall to build more social engagement. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've gone through all of these tools except for effects, which is probably one of my favorites.
I was fooling that earlier on myself, where you can have a pirate's hat on and.
Yeah, you can have a pirate's hat on. That's one of my favorites. And then eyewear, you can put on sunglasses.
Well, a good combination is
the best one I think is the sound.
Yeah. Drum roll. Yeah. I actually tried all of those options earlier today.
Yeah, so this is useful if you're doing a live group hangout and you want to add some humor to it.
Yeah.
Now this background's experimental is kind of cool because I can put myself at the beach.
I tried myself with a Greek background. It looked funny.
Yeah, one of the things you probably want to do is get a. I'm going to turn off my screen share and show you what it looks like behind the beach. And so here you can see, here I am. The camera's on me. Here I am at the beach. But as you can see, it's sort of fading the white because it's trying to interpret my shape.
I understand why. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the best. And so you can get rid of auto adjustment, and then you can control how much.
But they got that auto pretty well tuned in. I fooled with it already. They do a darn good job having the auto pretty much optimized.
Right. But this it looks like I'm just hanging out at the beach here. So actually, this is a pretty good setup. Probably would work best if we use like a white screen or a backdrop. So I'm going to go to your next question. Okay, so how do you actually begin the streaming Hangout?
Yeah, I got that one figured out. Start and broadcast and all that stuff.
Right, right. Well, this in another video, what I shared was I'm going to share my screen again. This time I'm going to share my YouTube channel. Okay. I actually use, whenever I do my events, I don't use Google Hangouts. I use YouTube because I have a little bit more control of it, and I also have the ability to, like, I call this one "How to Optimize the Lower Third" and other tips. Okay, and this is now live. Okay. Well, what I like about this is like I can go create a new live event. So I'm going to actually now create one in the future. And I'm going to say search triggers Marketing Academy part 6 of 6. And that is going to be April 9th at 3 p.m. The final installment of the 6-part series teaching you how to use our keyword tool to not only get into Google page 1 but stay there. Don't miss this Hangout. It will be a paid product and it will go down immediately after the Hangout. We'll go. I would say will go down. We'll go private. Okay. Okay. So why is that important? Okay. Inside of the YouTube control panel, we can have it be unlisted, public, or private, just like any YouTube video. Okay. Now, while I'm promoting the event, okay.
It's public while you're promoting and then private afterwards.
Exactly. And you have a lot of control in that inside of YouTube. So I'm going to customize the message. I'm going to put the message in here. I share that on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter with one mouse click. Okay. And now I go in here, marketing industry.
Well, hang on.
Google.
You just checked it. You just put a check mark for Google, Facebook, and Twitter. And putting the checkbook there was all you needed to do to actually go there?
Yes, because I've already set these up beforehand.
Okay.
Okay? And if you don't have these set up, it will prompt you.
Yeah.
Okay? You can also go to advanced settings right in here. And I could go and I usually have my videos go Creative Commons, which allows people to create mashups of my videos.
Create what?
Let me explain that. Creative Commons is actually here in San Francisco. Creative Commons was an alternative to copyright. It basically says, I give people permission to use my videos any way they want, and I don't really want YouTube getting in the middle. So if you use your license and rights ownership as Creative Commons, let me explain how that is. It's called cc.org. I highly recommend you go there and look at what they're saying. Oh, that's Christian Coalition. Sorry, Creative Commons. CreativeCommons.org. CreativeCommons.org. I've been to a couple other parties. Okay, Creative Commons is a global community that is all about the sharing your knowledge and creativity with the world without imposing copyright. Okay, without having people go and complain, without having corporations go in there and say, so you can go in here and say choose a license, find licensed content, things to know about licensing. So let's say you want to put your video up there freely for people to reuse, like this video, this training that we're doing here. Okay, well, we have our promotion in the lower third, right? So we're still branding this promotion because we have our lower third there. So we're still getting some sort of promotional benefit, okay? Well, we definitely do not want to limit people from grabbing our video clip and using it in their video. It's called a mashup. Okay? So if you set your license to Creative Commons, it basically means YouTube is not going to impose its copyright licensing agreement on your videos.
Got
Does
it.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, what's also nice about that is you can take someone else's Creative Commons video, like TED Talks. Okay? I've done this a couple of times. Is you download the TED Talk and you take just the part that you want and you re-upload it directly to your own YouTube channel. And then you could write your own video blog review.
How do you excerpt parts of a YouTube video?
Well, you have to download. If you go to TED Talks, I believe they're all Creative Commons, TED.com. Okay? And I go into, let's go to Recap TED 2014. Okay, if you go in here and say, where's the video? We go into this video. Are you still seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, what will blow your minds in the next 30 years? Okay, so here is a YouTube video. I don't know why this is on YouTube, but there should be talks. Let me go to talks. They keep moving things
My
around
question
here.
is this. Once you download the video, how do you excerpt parts of it that you want to re-upload? Do you
You
just...
have to slice it up with your video editor and then
Okay, that answers my question. They don't have any special tool for that. You just use your video editor. Got it.
Right. So where's Google going next? Let's go see what's here. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for. See where it says download?
Yes.
Here's Larry Page, and I want to download this. Okay. I want to download this in high resolution. So I'm now going to download this format. So now I can download this video on where Google is going next, and I could take the excerpt of what I want from Larry Page's talk and my own talk, and then re-upload that, and I won't be breaking any laws because it's Creative Commons licensed.
How do you know? How do you know there's Creative Commons?
You have to read the fine print.
Well, fine print where? How do you know that this video is Creative Commons?
Well, you could go in here and see under licenses and find licensed content, and you can go in here to search.creativecommons.org. Let's say TED Talks. I mean, they may not be anymore. It used to be, but let's see. Yeah, see here. You can go into I guess it's called Photopedia. So this is for commercial purposes, modify or adapt or build. You can go to creativecommons.org and just search for content. Okay? You could search inside of YouTube, and then it will search inside of the which of the videos are Creative Commons licensed. I think it probably matters on which video is which. But I would say most of the time, let's go see if we go to this one. This is probably a very good talk to actually look at. Where is Google going next? Because, you see, it's no longer about money now. It's about actually implementing what they want to be doing.
Yeah, but you're getting off topic now.
Well, I always do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if there is some information about this video. This was editor featured in a business intelligence. Blah, 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 blah. Well, let's just go to Google. Are TED Talks Creative Commons licensed? And, oh, I spelled it wrong, but you can just click right here. And so here's our usage policies. Okay? And I was correct. You see? TED Talks usage policy. Okay?
Yeah, I see it.
So this is under the Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Non-Derivative, in order to allow non-commercial entities like bloggers, educators, and group of friends to use them freely and easily. Okay, so this is important. If I'm writing my video blog and I'm just sharing my video mixed together with a TED Talk, I'm not breaking any laws by doing so. Make sense?
Yes.
So that doesn't mean that YouTube won't necessarily flag your video for copyright infringement. You just have to say, well, this is a TED Talk.
You know, if I was doing my own Hangout and in the background I'm playing my own music, I bet they would flag it as a copyright infringement.
Right, unless you notify people this is Creative Commons attributed, right?
No,
Creative Commons is really a great.
But if it isn't, I want my music to not be Creative Commons. I want it to be just normal copyright. But if I do my own Hangout and play my own music that only I created by myself, I bet Google would still flag it as a copyright infringement.
Well, if it's in the index of music that they've indexed. In other words, if you have a CD and it went out into the system and what they now do is if you use video, they sell it for you. But if you use your own music and you created it and it's not listed.
But what if you don't mention which music you're playing? You're just having music in the background which happens to be music you created and that you've copyrighted. But you don't say anything about what the piece is. You're just playing it.
Great question, Yasus.
I'm sure that they would flag it as a copyright infringement, even though...
Well, no, the only way they know that is if it contains a digital signature. A number of years ago, I was hanging out with Daniel we went to... Daniel was my business partner, Daniel Kotke. We were creating a company called Fast Movie, and we got to witness this technology. I think Google's using something similar to it. It's a hardware device. It sits on the network, and it is able to identify a musical soundtrack, just a few seconds of that soundtrack, against a very large database.
That's awesome if they can do that.
Yeah, that's what they have, is a piece of hardware. It sits on the network, and they can identify, if it was a clip of a Zeppelin song.
It must have a vast amount of RAM that it's working with.
Well, it uses a signature technology, and they created this thing, and we were looking at it going, oh my God.
Yeah, but that signature technology must be comparing it to everything in its memory, which must be vast RAM.
It's vast. It's extremely vast, but that's what YouTube uses. To determine that. So if you've never released your CD to the public, then it's, there's no way they would be able to.
Of course, I've released it to the public, and it's available on all the download sites, all the big ones.
Okay. Well, it would be an interesting experiment if you put your own music on your own Hangout.
If it goes against me and they flag me for copyright infringement, then that's a mark against me, which I don't want to have to deal with.
Well, it's actually not that bad. I wrote a blog post on that. Let me bring that up. This is one of my blogs. It's called the Help Out blog. And let me see. This was YouTube. Okay. What to do when your YouTube channel gets blocked and you can't do Hangouts? Okay. I discovered in this video, it's a 3-minute video, where I had a couple of... I was just playing around. I was taking... when I first got into blogging, I was taking Star Trek clips. I was taking...
Yeah, Victor.
All kinds of things.
Skype me the link for that particular video.
Yeah. And essentially, it shows you how to clean up your YouTube channel. And the thing about it is that if you have a legitimate case, you know, you could just explain yourself and they'll unblock you. And what actually ended up happening was I got into a closer relationship with YouTube for it, because they know there's a human being there that actually cares, you know. So you know, that's when, like, if you go into your video manager, oh wait, shoot, I didn't want to do that. I want to create that hangout. I'm going to create the event. Sorry. Okay, so now we've created the event. And so now this is April 9th, 2014. Okay, so now the last piece I want to show you, I want to distract from this, is you can go in here and you see that you can embed a timer. Okay.
Well, how do you embed it?
Well, you go over here and you click on the link, opening it up in a new tab, and you can see it's 9 days, 23 hours, 51 minutes, and 23 seconds until my Hangout. Then I click here where it says share, okay, and then I click embed, and I can stick this on my web page, okay. And so I usually use 640 by 360 because that just seems to be the best size.
Best size for embedding a video?
Yeah, because that's the actual side that it's broadcasting at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not compressing it bigger or smaller, but it's actually broadcasting it at 640 by 360. Unless you're in HD, in which case, you know, like my video that we're watching right now is in HD. It's 720p. Mm-hmm. Okay? But you need to have the host be at 5 megabits. Okay? If the host is not at 5 megabits, YouTube will not start the video at HD. And you have to be connected to the internet through a Ethernet cable. Otherwise, the wireless is too slow and it won't go HD.
Oh, when I do my Hangouts, I should plug in Ethernet rather than just doing it wireless?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's good information.
Yes. 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 And you want to upgrade your outbound speed, because you probably, you know, unless you have 5 megabit, we paid extra for that. The internet speed, it's pretty expensive. But you can call your phone company and ask them, hey, I do Hangouts. I want to upgrade to 5 megabit upstream. Can you do that? And we did that with AT&T, and they had to rewire the whole block. But they were willing to do that. I just gave them my name, and they Googled me, and then they said, oh, okay, we'll come out here, and then let's give you a special discount.
That's useful information. Thank you.
It's extremely important. Okay. Now the settings.
Right now, Victor, are you plugged in Ethernet?
Yeah, I'm plugged in Ethernet.
Okay.
I always do all my Hangouts Ethernet, even on the laptop. So there's a little settings icon. If I go back to oh, it's called Adjust Bandwidth Usage. It's the let me have you share your screen, Yasos. Share your screen.
Okay.
In the Hangout.
Okay, hang on a sec. This is it. Should be coming up.
Okay, so reading from left to right, it's the 4th icon.
You mean on the top?
Yeah, click on the 4th icon, that one.
Adjust bandwidth usage.
Yeah, adjust bandwidth usage. Okay, so it's auto HD. Okay, now if you're encountering bandwidth issues, you can always move that in real time down a notch, and it'll go standard definition.
Well, right now I'm auto HD, high definition, even though I'm wireless.
Right, because I'm the host, and I'm the one who's hosting the Hangout.
Got it.
So it will always broadcast in HD, even if the other participants are not in HD. Okay?
Yep.
So I think we pretty much covered all of your questions.
Yep. Plus, you give me a lot of information I wasn't expecting, which is nice.
Well, this is the real important information, in my opinion, about Google Hangouts that is not, no one's really talking about the details. They're talking about the big picture, which I think is great. But the details is what's going to separate people being able to do it on themselves or having to hire an expert.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
My first official hangout is going to be the first Sunday of April at noon, which is going to be basically a week from today, on the 6th. And you're welcome to join if you want, but you may have other things to do.
I'm going to be in Seattle in a conference with 2,000 other marketers.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm going to be on camera as well. I'm really, really excited about that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So, yeah, and it's interesting when you look at, you're looking at your screen here. You could see Search Marketing Academy Part 3 of 6, SEO with authority sites.
Oh, yeah, I see where you are.
Yeah, because I'm naming them all the same. Part 6 of 6, Part 2 of 6, Part 4 of 6. All they come up under the suggestions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to do Hangouts in a series. If you're doing like a series of trainings or episodes, it's a really, really great thing.
Yeah,
I
but
wanted
what
you
if
to.
you don't know how many you're going to do? I could say, Yaso's Hangouts Part 1 of 7 or 2 of 7, but...
Well, I would recommend you actually plan them in advance. Like when I've done a couple of self-contained, other people have done 6-part trainings and they sell them for $500.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so I modeled my Search Triggers Marketing Academy after that, and it will be also most likely sold for $500.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a 6-part series with bonus videos in between. And 6 is a great. A lot of people are doing 6-part trainings. They teach one specific skill.
Well, you could say Part 1,
in
Part 2, Part 3 without knowing what the end part is. You don't have to say of X. You could just say title Part 1, title Part 2. You don't have to say of.
Yeah, you can, but in my experience, it doesn't build the reputation as well in YouTube.
I got it. Uh-huh.
Okay, like I'm starting a new series after we finish the Search Triggers Marketing Academy. So that's going to be another 6-part series,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're essentially using the Hangout technology for product creation, which is totally cool. There's a number of people that are doing that now. A lot of my colleagues are doing that. And each one of those products is a 6-part series. And like this video is going to be a bonus in that series because it goes into the details of it. And then you can create a page that will enable you to offer that series to your subscribers. So that's just one of the ways you can monetize your Hangouts is by creating training programs that teach people a specific skill, a high-value skill.
Got it.
Okay.
Huh?
So let's see.
Vic?
I think it's a wrap.
That's what the that's what the Egyptian priests said when they finished entombing a mummy.
Yes. When you're entombing a mummy, you say it's a wrap.
Yes.
All right.
Victor, thank you, amigo. Thank you. I love you.
Okay. If you want to, actually, since I have your screen up, I want to do one little bonus thing here. Have you actually played around with search triggers at all?
No.
You want to take 5 minutes and let me just introduce you to it?
Sure.
Just open up a tab. I'm looking at your screen.
You look at my screen now?
Yeah, yeah. Open up a tab.
You want me to make my screen visible? Is that what you're saying?
It already is visible. Just create a new tab. Stop looking at me in the Hangout.
Okay,
Yeah. And just go to searchtriggers.com.
I'm there.
Okay. You put in your name, email address. I'll put the camera on me so it's private. Okay, so while Yasus is typing in his name and email address so the rest of you can't spam him, I want to introduce you to for a moment what Search Triggers is for. Search Triggers is a tool that I created, started about 3 years ago, as a keyword title building tool to help you pick just the right title for your YouTube videos, blog posts, Google Hangouts, and it suggests them based on the preferences. So here we go, back to
I'm
the
in.
screen.
I'm in.
Okay. This is beta 2.0, so let's type in, how would you want yourself to be found on the internet?
Celestial music.
Okay, type that in. Okay, so Celestial Music of the Spheres, Celestial Music YouTube, Celestial Music Lewis Gluck. Now, you can see the Bing rank and the Google rank. So if you click on
What's better, a low number or a high number?
Well, it's not a better or worse, it's just different. Let me explain that. Click on the Google rank right now, and we'll sort it by Google rank. Okay?
Yeah, I clicked on it.
Okay, so this sort of uncovers what Google is looking for. Okay? Louise Gluck is your biggest competitor in Google. Do you know who she is?
Never heard of her, but I've heard of Laraji. He's a friend of mine.
Okay. So Louise Gluck, Laraji, musical instruments for imaginary trumpets, music of the spheres. Each one of these would be a great YouTube video title, as well as a celestial music instruments. Like, let's say you want to write a blog post about celestial musical instruments. There are people out there searching for that every single day. Now, you may, like, if you Google yourself, if you click on the blue dot, or actually forget the dot, let's click on the number 10 in Google. Click on the number 10. That will open up a Google search, and you can see who is ranking in the top 10 under celestial music. Okay? And you're not.
Yeah, I am there at the bottom of the first page.
Yeah, you're at the bottom. Okay? Well, if you change your page title in your HTML, here would be my counsel for you. Go back to that bottom page that shows up. No, go back. Yeah, go scroll down.
Yeah, here.
Okay. Does that say overview, or what does it say, brief view?
Brief product overview.
Okay.
It's one of the pages within my website.
Right. If you care to change that, what I would do is begin the page with celestial music hyphen Yasos and get rid of the words brief product overview.
Well, that describes what that page is all about. That's the most important thing in terms of explaining the page.
Right, but do you understand that it doesn't matter from Google's perspective?
Yeah, but it matters for people scanning my website. That explains what that page is about compared to all the other pages in my website.
Okay. But see, that's just your page title and your title tag. You can still have that in your table of contents, have it be whatever you want. Do you understand the distinction?
Well, one is the file name, the other is the official title of the page.
Right, the official title of the page in the title tag is the only thing that Google cares about.
Which is Yasos-Brief Product Overview.
Right, but no one is going to Google and typing in Yasos Brief Product Overview.
Yeah, but if I had the next line say Celestial Music, would that help?
Not as much as changing it in the title.
Got it. Got it.
Let's just do an experiment. Let's come back in 2 weeks. I mean, if you look at your Google Analytics, you probably don't have, a ton of people visiting. Let's click on that page real quick. Okay, so this right here is your H1 tag, brief overview of our products.
This
Okay.
one where?
Hmm?
I don't know what you're looking at when you say that. This right here. Where's right here?
You have your logo, which is a graphic, and it says brief overview of all of our products.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you view the source code now.
Let me do that?
Yeah.
View. This doesn't give me that option. View toolbar, sidebar.
Oh yeah, you have to right click and hit view source. They got rid of it in Firefox now.
I'm right click on it.
No, on the page itself you have to view page source.
Got it.
Okay, so hit the control key and then the plus sign so we can see it big. When you're doing a Hangout, you want to share this with people. Click inside the white space and control and plus sign zooms in so we can see it.
I did do that twice. You want me to do it again? There.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 times.
So you see where it says title, Yasos brief product overview / title?
Hang on, I'm looking for title. What line is that? What's the line number? Oh yeah, okay, I see. It's right near the top. It's title, line 7. Got it.
Okay, I'm just going to grab your source code and send you a SEO optimized beginning in in text. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to grab this one little bit of section right here. Let me go in here and grab the So this would be an example of how you want to redo your title and your page.
What would be an example? Am I supposed to be looking in Skype now?
Give me a moment. I'm just going to send you this file.
Through Skype?
Yeah.
Okay.
And those of you who are watching the playback, please bear with us. I'm just going to show you, this is just an illustration and an example of what you could do. Okay? But it's like everything, you want to test it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just want to test it out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send you this file in Skype, and you can choose to take the advice or not. It's up to you. But I'm just going to save this file.
What format is the file in?
It's just going to be in text.
Okay.
This will push you quite a bit higher. Actually, it might be simpler. Let me just show you my screen. I'll just share my screen with you. Okay. Just watch my screen. Go back to. Okay. Are you seeing my screen right now?
Okay, now I am. Yes.
Okay. So I typed into search triggers celestial music. And in here it says music of the spheres, YouTube, Louis Gluck, etc., etc., etc. And I'm just grabbing some keywords from here. So what I did was I took your HTML and I grabbed it from here. Now I understand this is your product overview, but SEO works with a minimalism approach. You're already ranking under Celestial Music. What I did is I rewrote your title to just say Celestial Music by Iasos. Once it gets ranked, then you could add in here like product, something like that. Okay. In here, what I did is I grabbed this box. These are all the tags, and we're grabbing all of these different tags, and we're putting them in here. When you say the word products, that's too generic a term. It's really not going to benefit you at all from SEO. CD is too generic, cassette is too generic, and video is too generic. Only specific terms will help you with keywords.
Got it.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And under description, you want to lead your description with Celestial Music products. Is that offered spelt with 2 F's and 2 R's?
2 F's, 1 R, I believe. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, 1 R. Yeah. And you could add the CDs and cassettes and videos, but again, they're very, very generic terms that wouldn't really benefit you. Now, if you go in here and you replace this title and you wait a couple of weeks, Google will re-index it, and you should see yourself not being in the position number 10. That page will push itself up higher. Now, the other thing you can do is you had an H1 tag. Like when I went into your H1 tag in, let's see, where is it?
In Alexa, where are you in the global rank?
I don't really look at Alexa. Why?
Oh, I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm ranking 809,815. Is that good or bad?
That's not very popular.
Okay.
Yeah. Alexa is a measure of how much traffic you have.
Right.
So here, right here, you have a detailed listing of our products, and you've got span class style of 40. This is advanced stuff here, okay? And you use font size +3. Okay, do you see that?
Yes.
It's an old school if you use H1 or H2, that will rank better than using font size +3. Not just in Google, but in other search engines.
I have no idea of how to switch it over.
You just go into the, like I'm going to grab this code. Here's what I would do. It's good you have a link here, but I'm just going to go in here. I would go in here and I would change this to H1, and I would do /H1. That's what I would do. Celestial Music by Iasos. And I would actually move this outside H1, and then I would put this in here as H2.
You got rid of the thing about mentioning the size of the font.
Correct, because H1 automatically changes the font. And in your style sheet, you can change the size of the font in its settings.
So then you're adjusting the font by the style sheets. Got it. CSS.
Exactly. And so, but the H1 is sort of the universal heading tag.
Yeah.
And the H2 is the secondary.
Got it.
Like if you want to do really be gangster, brief overview of all of our celestial music products. Right, you're using that keyword again. So now look what happens. And what I'm going to do is I will, oh, I spelled it wrong. Celestial. I can't even spell. Celestial. Do you see how many times celestial music appears now on the page?
Yeah.
Okay. The density in a natural fashion is what's going to determine your
Got it.
your ranking.
Got it.
So that's like basics. This is search engine stuff from the 90s, guys. Though it still works. The principles are still the same. You have to test it. It may or may not work with Google anymore, but we do know that it works with other search engines. Okay, and sort of like number one, what do search engines look for? Number one, consistency. Consistency. That's the number one thing they look for. Number two,
consistency between what and what?
Between your content and your pages. So if you have, let's say you're selling shoes, okay, on your website, Yasos, but your entire website is about New Age music, you're better off creating a separate website to sell your shoes. They like to categorize you. They want to put you in a box. That typically is the most important thing.
So basically, consistency means what the website's about should be what the actual content is.
Yes. Age of your website is actually the most important thing as well. 3, they want to look at your titles should reflect your pages. I was at a lecture where one of these Google executives, he said, the best way I can explain search engine optimization to you is never call your home page home unless you're in the real estate business. Okay? He said that.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense, of course.
Okay? So you want to use like if you go to our homepage, right? It's called websites. Because that's what we sell as websites. So why is that important? Well, because this button, cloud websites, free personal site, all of these things show up in the search engine on every single page. And there's hundreds of pages. The first word that shows up is always website and websites. So you build a website online from scratch in 30 minutes. And build a website online was the word we're going after. Online websites, build a website online, etc., etc. So when you go to your page, your title right now is brief overview of all products. How you can tell what your title is, you go to bookmark and bookmark this page, and you'll see this is the words that come up in here. Okay? What you want to do is you want to cause that to be Celestial Music by Yasos. And then if you want people to be able to bookmark it, I would say, maybe just products. Keep it simple. Because, okay, so why is that?
No, hang on a sec. This is a brief overview of products. I've got another page which is a detailed overview of products.
Yeah, and
just calling it products is not specific enough.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm really only looking at word count. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we have 1, 2, 3 words. Okay. If you wanted to, you could say product. Products is one word. Okay. What search engines look at is the balance of the keyword Celestial Music against the overall number of words in the title.
The bigger percentage of the title is keywords, the higher you rank.
Exactly. So you don't want to keyword stuff. Why? Because it's going to lower your density as well. You see? So if you go in there and you stuff a bunch of keywords in your title, it's going to make the overall density lower, right? So it's not going to rank as well.
Got it.
Okay? If you add the word overview, you now have 2 words. So you have 1, 2, 3, you know.
I understand the concept.
Yeah, yeah. So whenever you're working with your titles, you always want to use a proper noun. Now, what I like in search triggers is like these, celestial music of the spheres. Someone is actually searching for that, and that's in Bing. Someone actually goes to Bing.com, and I'll prove that to you. If I go to Bing.com and I start typing in celestial music, and you'll see of the sphere shows up in the first auto-suggested spot. Okay? So someone could start typing that in and go click, and your music could be showing up there. Okay?
Actually,
all you would need to do is create a page like that.
I think I am there already.
You're not. I don't see you. I see some of the pictures.
You're right. You're right.
So proper SEO is giving, there's a lot of competitors in here. But most of them are not doing these simple things. See, if you just create the title, celestial music of the spheres.
In a few minutes, I'm going to need to go offline.
Yeah, and you add by Yasos in here like that. Just give that a shot and make sure that the page has some text about what is the celestial music. A lot of people ask me what's the perfect balance, and the perfect balance is around 500 words, balanced with a good quality, good quality video, good quality content. So the last thing I'm going to show you is a ninja tool called Sleuth Report. It's not quite out yet, but I want to give this to you as a little bonus here since we've been playing around here. It was yasos.com/ actually, let's go in here. It was a brief product overview. I just want to show you what this page looks like to a search engine. This is a little tool that I wrote. Okay, so this is what a search engine sees when they look at your web page. If I type in celestial music, it came up as a match, but it's all the way down here. You see that?
Yes.
So I'm going to give everybody who subscribes to the training program a copy of the software. This is pretty great software because
you just go to sleuthReport.com.
Yeah, we haven't launched it yet, but yeah, it is sleuthreport.com. It's still in a holding area right now. Yeah, it has not been launched yet, but yes.
Yeah, it's not public yet.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, this is what we can work on. And see, I would like you to be the #1 person in celestial music. Right now, you're number 10. So let's get you to #1. Okay?
I'm number 10.
You're number 10.
How do you know that?
Well, when I go to celestial music, this is the page we've been analyzing. It's right here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, that's
But
not
see,
bad considering we're talking global.
yeah, yeah. So all we want to do is tweak this page a little bit,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay? See, and the word celestial and music. Okay, let me show you one last thing here. Okay. Um, okay. Each word is treated separately. So if I show all of the words celestial, you have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on the page. Okay. That's good. That's called a 1% keyword density because 5 divided into 500 is 1%. See that?
Yeah.
That's kind of the baseline. Okay. All we need to do is add it to the title and the description, the way I did,
Yeah.
and you should start ranking higher almost immediately.
Well, thank you, Victor.
Okay.
Hey, Victor, I got to go, but has this been fun for you?
I've had a great time.
Oh, good. Oh, good. And I'll help you in that video editing when you want. You let me know.
All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop the hangout here. I always like to finish with the beach scene.
I'll do that too. If only
All
the
right.
waves were rolling
Yeah.
in.
All
You
right.
know,
So
one thing I've always wanted to do is show a video of a beach scene like this where you see the waves rolling away instead of rolling to its shore. How trippy that would look.
well, you can actually do that.
I know it's simple. Just play the video in reverse.
So if you want to stop sharing your screen and go back on camera, let's just summarize what people saw here in 30 seconds.
Screen share. So is my screen share off now?
Yeah, your screen share is off. We're just having a conversation. So
Yeah.
Yasos, what do you think about this? You're a very, very low chunk guy, and I love that about you because you get things done. What did we just cover in this hangout, just as an outline, and so people can go back over the video and replay it?
Gee, we covered a lot of stuff. We covered how to superimpose the bottom third overlay, how to create your own PNG file for the bottom overlay, how to start your Hangout through YouTube instead of through Google Plus. Those are the main points I got. And then at the end, we worked with your search triggers.
And we came up with some tips and strategies to rank celestial music in the top 10. It's already in the top 10, but to boost it up a few notches.
And yeah, for that I'm grateful.
Yeah, 60% of the people click on the number 1 on a long tail niche. So what I would encourage we do is let's go with the music of the spheres. Do you have an article on the music of the spheres? Guy Murchie's concept?
No, and I don't want to label myself that way either.
Okay, so we want to find.
I'm willing to label myself celestial music, but I don't want to label it music of the spheres. That's too
Well,
much.
maybe you could write an article that this, because a lot of people have that in their minds. So music of the spheres. You could say, what is the music of the spheres, and this is how my music is different from that. I'm thinking like an SEO because that's what an SEO would tell you to do.
I know.
It is how are you different than? Yeah, that's the funny thing is SEO is all about how are you different than the number
Yes.
one guy.
Yes.
And that's why I picked this up in the Hangout. It was actually at the live event. Is you don't want to, and you don't necessarily even need to be number 1. It's better to be number 3.
Was my summary okay?
I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
Good. I need to take off now, so I'm signing off.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us in this special edition of the Search
Victor,
Figures
I
Hangout.
love you. You're a buddy.
Okay. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Okay. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys. So if you're watching this video and you like what you see here and you want more, please visit searchtriggers.com, sign up for my list, come to our Hangouts. You know, when we launch the next version of the software, it is going to be even easier and more user-friendly. We'd love to have some of your input, some of your success stories, some of the tips and strategies that you're using. We have SEOs across America that are, and across the world, that are using search triggers to stay ranked, to write exciting content. Keep in mind, the word trigger means that you're triggering a thought in your mind about what you want to write about. Like, I can't emphasize this enough, is you want to write unique, powerful content. Think 500 words. 500 words works better than a War and Peace. If you write 2,000 words, split it up into a series and number the series. It's good to do things in increments of 6. Like, this is a 6-part training in using search triggers for marketing. And this is a bonus video that all of you guys will be receiving. Okay, so when you're creating compelling content, you want to establish yourself as an authority in your industry. And the easiest way to do that with search triggers is to create a series of articles on a particular topic. And make sure you have unique content, some unique value that you're providing. Supplement it with videos, with Hangouts, with actual articles that you've written. Make sure you use the tools correctly. Click on the numbers in search triggers to open up to see what other people have written in Google and Bing, and see how you can differentiate yourself. How can you add more value to, you don't want to just copy people's words. You want to embrace what they say and go a little bit further. That's how you can clean up the internet. That's how you can make the internet a more powerful place. I'm really looking forward to being on stage with Google executives and talking about the future of Google. I'm going to watch that video with Sergey from the TED Talk that we talked about earlier. And thank you. If you like and share this video, I really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next Hangout at searchtriggers.com. I'm Vic. Live long and prosper, and peace out.